back to Ferris Sports Update. Time to check in with Bulldog Women's Soccer with us head coach Greg Henson. And Coach, welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me.
Obviously, last year a great season for your program, Midwest Regional Champions, a trip to the Division II Final Four, but a new season here and off to a great start with a couple big wins this past weekend.
Yeah, it's definitely, it's the past is the past, right? And we're really excited about the opportunity that we had last year to make it to the Final Four, the run that we went on, and now it's a new team, new season, and we got to get started and see what we can do this year, and getting out of the gates, opening weekend, 2 good home wins, 2 tough opponents, and we're happy with where we are right now after the first 2 games and opening weekend. I
know it's obviously just the first weekend of the season, but 2 big wins, and not only 2 big wins, but 2 big regional wins, which hopefully will matter later on in the year.
Yeah, I mean, Maryville was a national tournament team and made it to the second round last year, and Northwood's is a good team, well coached, and a rival and an old conference rival, and just a pesky team that always going to give you a fight. No matter, I don't think it matters what the records are or where we're at in a season. When we play Northwood, we know it's going to be a fight.
As we go to the highlights, we'll start with Thursday, playing the home opener against Maryville, and you mentioned that a team that had a lot of success last year, a team that was picked to win the Great Lakes Valley Conference.
Yeah, we knew they were going to be tough. They brought back essentially their entire starting lineup, except they have a new goalkeeper this year. So we knew that they were an experienced group, going to give our young team some challenges, and they definitely did that. I think we came out of this match on the front foot, able to put them under a lot of pressure early. Unfortunately, in the first half, we just weren't quite clinical enough in the final third in order to put away some of the chances that we had. So we walk into halftime level 0-0, and lucky enough to find a couple opportunities in the second half to go up 2-0.
You mentioned that front part of your offense, and obviously a lot of young kids seeing some action up front and forward for you.
Yeah, we got Peyton Price back, our 5th-year senior up front, but then she's playing alongside almost all freshmen and redshirt freshmen up front. So, we're asking a lot out of our young players. We're asking them to grow into the game quickly this year, just like we did last year on the back line. So we've got a couple young players already having off to great starts in their college career, and a couple more I think are going to grow into the season as we go along.
How much does it help you offensively, knowing you've got a good back end where you had a couple freshmen last year that are now sophomores with a lot of experience?
Yeah, we bring back essentially almost our back 5, back 6, if you will, that are coming back with a lot of experience. We got players coming off the bench with loads of experience on the back end, so it really kind of takes the pressure off a little bit. Those players up front that they're going to need to score a couple goals to win, obviously, but they don't have to go out and try to outscore the opponent. We're going to have a strong defensive showing every time we step on the field.
A game like this, where it was such a close game, how important is it to get that first goal here in the second half?
Yeah, that was huge, and also just for the player that was able to score it. We got Peyton Price got a great assist there to Haley Buckman. Haley's a redshirt freshman for us. She came in injured last year, unfortunately, and had to sit out her freshman year. So it was her first collegiate game, and got her first collegiate goal. And then Izzy Barron got the second one, true freshman, playing as an attacking mid for us, and really kind of went on an individual effort, almost a Izzy Zamborini type of moment there for Izzy Barron. So
obviously that win right there, you kick off the athletic season here for Ferris State Athletics, and really a great way to kick off what was an outstanding weekend for the Bulldogs.
Yeah, there's a lot going on campus this week for sure, and we were just happy to be a part of the success across all the different sports that we had going on.
Obviously, you come back on Sunday, then looking to cap the weekend, and able to do that against Northwood. And you mentioned that a team that was a former conference rival that you've seen a number of times here in recent years.
Yeah, I think we played them. This is my 5th season, and I think if the records hold, we're now 7-2 against them. So we played them 9 times in just 5 years. So we know each other well. It's a rival, and we knew it was going to be a tough match from that aspect of it. Peyton Price got us off, right away, 53 seconds into the game, got a goal. We'll score again here in about 10 minutes later. And then kind of the disappointing thing is we kind of took our foot off the gas a little bit, and we allowed Northwood to play their way back into the game. And I would have liked to have seen us put the game away. I thought we played really well in the first 20 minutes or so, but then kind of like I said, kind of took our foot off the gas a little bit. We got to put games and teams like that away early in order for us to continue to have success this year.
Obviously, you've been able to play in both of these contests. A lot of different kids, a very deep team.
Yeah, I think we're deep in a lot of areas. And right now it's really, I think, the biggest challenge that we're facing right now is just trying to find those right matchups and who's going to play well together in different segments and different moments of the game. So it's early. We're only 2 games in. We're only technically been together for 3 weeks. So as a coach, we're still trying to figure that out with all the young players too and the veterans. What are the best matchups for us? So.
How more difficult is it, I guess, maybe this year, knowing that you're going to get everyone's best shot after the success you've had, over the last couple of years?
I think that's one of the things that our team's going to struggle with a little bit. Going from being able to play the underdog card, it's hard to do that when you got national rankings and especially single-digit numbers, sticking next to your name, and whether those numbers are accurate or not doesn't matter. The other team's going to come out and give you their best effort every game. So, we saw that with Northwood. We saw that with both of our exhibition games that we played prior to the start of the season, and we're going to see it all year long. Teams wanting to come out and prove a point and make a point against us, and I think it's one of those things that we have to learn and grow into a little bit. And I've been picking Coach Anis's brain about that a little bit. Obviously, they get it every year with the success that he's had with the football program, and we'll try to figure that out as we go.
Obviously, coming up here, a huge goal after they cut it back to a one-goal game, and you get this one to kind of cap off the weekend.
Yeah, I mean, it was one of those situations. Like I said, we let them back in the match. We let them work their way back into the game, and I think after they scored, I thought we started to play our best soccer of the day. And then we were able to find the third goal and kind of the insurance goal. Great play. Starts off with one of our freshmen up front, Emerson Wilkomski, plays it off to Peyton Price. Peyton dribbles 6 players again. And was able to serve the ball in, and another freshman found the header at the back door to give us 3-1 and kind of an insurance goal, and then we were able to see the match out from there. So huge way for us to see that game out when we didn't play well during the middle portion of it.
Obviously, this week on the road for the first time this year, and 2 big regional contests at Findlay on Friday, and then at Ashland on Sunday.
Yeah, going to be 2 tough games. I mean, Findlay was on the bubble last year, making the national tournament, and Ashland, we faced and defeated in penalties in the first round of the national tournament. So they're hungry for a little revenge from us, and that's been a tough rivalry for us for a number of years, going back to when they were members of the GLIAC. So we know we have 2 tough challenges in front of us. First time we're going to, Thursday when we practice at Findlay, will be the first time we've played as this year's group somewhere other than at home, right? So we haven't even practiced anywhere else. We haven't traveled. We haven't been on a bus yet. So we got to get through all those things, and that's just part of the season. And it's it's old hand, if you will. So we'll be all right.
Obviously, this past weekend, and then 2 coming up this weekend. 2 types of games, both weekends, that really help prepare you for GLIAC play.
Yeah, so 4 tough games, right? I mean, we knew we had 4 tough games, and when we started to talk about the GLIAC, we opened up with Grand Valley at Grand Valley. So to start this season off, we have 3 of our first 5 opponents are national tournament teams from last year. So we knew we have a tough schedule in front of us, and we have to be prepared for it and get started out of the gate. And sitting here at 2-0, we're happy. 1 game at a time. We'll focus on Findlay right now. Let everything else sort itself out when we get to it.
Well, Coach, thanks for the time. Congrats on the great start, and best of luck this weekend.
Thank you.
We'll be back with more Ferris Sports Update right after this.